We're just gonna put them down below because we'll have a link to kind of like.
But we should say it in case people don't read below.
We have January 22nd, our live webinar.
Where?
The one on live webinar.
Online?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you promoted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi, welcome back everyone. Happy 2022.
Yeah, so this is going to be our market predictions because there's not really a lot going on in the market right now. So we want to talk about what we think is going to happen. I checked some statistics and really there's only like basically 1 month of inventory on the market for listings right now. That means virtually nothing. It's very, very low.
Like what would be the comparable to other years?
Well, the last couple of years it's been very low and it's been hovering around 2.5 months of
That's
inventory.
Last year?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'd like to see like 3 to 5 months of inventory typically, which is kind of like what they say a little bit more healthy. And so I think that's going to continue to be pretty low in 2022. But there's going to be a couple variables that are going to be coming, and we're going to have to see how that goes. And that's what we wanted to talk to you guys about, is those variables and kind of our predictions. So the variables, the main ones, is going to be the fact that they're going to raise interest rates 3 or 4 times in this year.
So right now we are at, did you check today? Because it just
Well, the interest rates are still, I'm seeing what?
Low threes.
3s or 3 sometimes. So the interest rates are insanely low, and people are probably going to freak out a little bit when they go up a little bit, which should be like normal interest rates are like 4 to 6% in all of history. That would be like decent.
And I think in a couple years ago it got to 4.5 to like high 4s when it went up a couple years ago.
It did, and people felt it, but then it kind of went back down. But this thing, what they're trying to do is like ease inflation, so they're going to be raising it a little bit. So that might throw people off, and it might, we might start going into a little bit more of a buyer's market, but we're going to have to see because with, rent's still pretty high and interest rates still pretty good. Mm-hmm. Not sure that's going to happen.
Well, I hope they don't go up too high, just because the higher they go, the less people can afford, especially for first-time home buyers. And they've already been struggling competing with their many buyers. So hopefully it doesn't, I hope that it takes longer to go up, but in the meantime, if you're a first-time home buyer, you better hurry up and get your finance in place to start looking.
Absolutely. In fact, we have some deals we want to share with you guys. Mm-hmm. We found that Zillow has a bunch of listings right now. They're trying to dump, in the nation, they're trying to dump about 7,000 listings. So we have a way to filter those out and send you a list of Zillow, what we call fire sales by Zillow. And so definitely we can connect, and you should ask us about that. Also, if you're a seller, what's the best thing you can do to make sure your house price stays high? That is maintain your condition, maintain your yard, interior. If you're making adjustments like improvements like, kitchen, carpets, painting, and you're thinking about selling the next, 1 to 3 years, you might want to have a designer come over and do it right, instead of trying to do it what they call kind of a homeowner special.
Yeah, it's pretty noticeable when it's a homeowner special compared to when it's designed correctly and when it's done by professionals. So that is our specialty.
Because we've seen some doozies.
We've seen some bad stuff, like people who redo their granite the way they like it, instead
green with metallic fleck everywhere.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. or they go to the Home Depot and they find the most overused backsplash in the last 10 years.
With the little tiny lines.
Yeah. So we can kind of tell you. And so another thing we want to tell you about, so not to make the video too long, is that we have some classes coming up, and we have a live webinar specifically for people that are going to be renovating their house to sell, or just renovating it because they want to have it look better. That's coming up on January 22nd. That's a Saturday, 10 a.m. It'll be about 45 minutes to an hour long, absolutely free. Normally we do it live with the cities and the school districts, mm-hmm. and they charge about $17 to $19 per person, but since we're doing it, it's going to be free.
So that's actually a pretty good option right now, because if you are not ready to have us over, because a lot of people are self-conscious about having people over, especially in the winter when there are all these shoes accumulated in the front, mm-hmm. and pets stuff, kids things are everywhere. Some people are more self-conscious about it, which I totally get. And you're like, I'm like a couple years before like I will actually do stuff. The class is a very good option, because then you can see what you should be doing, and you can actually start doing like the main things And then once you get through those main things, you can reach out to us in the summer or a little bit later, and we can go out there.
Absolutely. Don't be shy, guys. So leave a comment, ask a question. We'll do our best to post all the information in the links below. And we'll see you soon on our events. Connect on social and have a great week.